We'll keep naming it something different every week.
Yeah, we could do that. We could name it something different every week.
We're here.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome, everybody, to Gloria Horn Sewing Studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And sorry we're a little late, but we have all these exciting things happening around here. And you'll find out very soon about many of them or some of them. So today is something different with Sherry. This is Sherry. And so we'll get started. If you're on Facebook and you've never been with us before, you may want to register. So you'll go up to the comment bar and type in register, and then you'll put in your first name, last name, your email, and create a password. You can kind of leave that then and come back to it later so you can watch the show. Then also you'll be able to shop with us after our class is done with. And then if you are on the app, you're all set and ready to go. The app is the easiest way to view our class today and all the other classes for up to a whole year. So to get the app, you just go to the App Store and type in Gloria Horn Sewing Studio, download the free app, and then you are ready to watch the show and then also shop with us. We're also on YouTube and Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch, and Twitter,
TikTok.
Okay, we're on all those different formats, but we can't shop there yet, but pretty soon we will. Okay. Our shipping is $8, and it's free with a $75 purchase, and we'll combine orders. So if you buy something today with us or this afternoon with Kimberbell, they'll combine the order up to a 24-hour period, and you'll get free shipping. So let's see. I think that we got everything, and we're going to...
The business is out of the way.
Yes, okay.
So now we can sew.
Yes.
So and I did see Carol's in Florida. She works with us. So we hope she's having a good time. Hello to you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we are working on the Lillian, which is this pattern, which is an 18-month to a 14. The Lillian is 3 pattern pieces. It is a front and a back, and then a back lining piece. So it's really quick. If you're looking for something easy to do, once you get how this is made, you'll make a lot of them because it's just a really easy little make. Mm-hmm. So this is the finished one. So if you'll remember
it's
that.
It's really cute. Show them the back.
And then the back with the cute little buttons.
7 buttons.
Down the back. This is the one that Joanie did the embroidered buttonholes because her sister Gloria said, oh, Joanie can do those buttonholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she practiced.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they came out really cute. And actually when we get to the buttonholes, you can see the difference. The embroidered ones definitely have a little more body to them. They're a little thicker.
Okay.
All right, so when last we were here, we had stitched the lining pieces together and the lining to the back. So now we match the fronts and the backs, and when you flip the back piece to match it, you can see you have a piece of the fabric. So this is going to be your facing, which is where the buttons and the buttonholes will be. So first you're going to stitch around the neckline, which I've already done. And then we're going to stitch the armholes, and we're going to stitch the bottom of each one. And we're still going to use our 1/4 inch because this is the border print. So if you're doing it with the border print, this is how you're going to follow. We're just going to do this today, and then we'll do the show you how to finish the balloons next week because that goes really fast too. So you match this. And again, if you have clips, clips could work really well here. But I'm going to pin mine just in a couple places so you know that the ends match. And then the middle. So you do that. If you get them all pinned, then when you go to the machine, you just stitch all at once. And we have our pinking shears handy so that we can pink our seams,
Okay.
which I really like. And somebody commented that they liked they didn't realize what all you could do with pinking shears, and that they really are, if you're doing garments, it's a really good thing to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have to clip as much with the pinking shears.
Yeah, they make it really easy.
Mhm.
So we're going to use the Solaris today because it's in here and it's just going to be a little bit easier. But we've been using the
chorus.
last week, and the chorus is the top of the line sewing only machine. So
yes.
if you aren't doing if you're not looking at the embroidery and you're just a garment sewer,
Yeah, or
that
a
sounds
quilter.
terrible. Or a
Yeah,
quilter. The chorus is a really nice machine to have, and it does have the dual feed that comes with it that we can use.
The compact dual feed, and an extension table. Lots of things.
Yeah, the extension table is nice because it gives you a really good base to hold your quilt, to hold your garments, and it goes back far enough that you have that reach too.
And what time?
You ready?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday.
Thursday, okay.
So Thursday is app only.
Mhm.
And it's machines. Steve has lots of deals, floor models, regular models. You have to tune in because
Yeah, if you're interested in a machine, that's the day
time.
to watch.
And it's
So-
prices you won't find anywhere else.
Right.
Anywhere
The
in
prices will
world,
be
pretty much.
really pretty.
nowhere else in the world.
No place else in the world. Yeah, so that's a great day if you're looking for a machine.
Yeah.
That's the day to buy. So
Okay.
If you're looking,
Okay.
okay. So we're going to go
Over
to
to
the
the machine.
Solaris. Yep. We'll take all the scissors.
okay.
So the
Oops, I
Solaris.
struggled the other way.
The Solaris is the biggest embroidery combo machine we have. And the nice thing about this is you have the embroidery unit goes to the left, and it gives you still a nice bed to sew on. We're using the 1/4 inch foot because we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance on all of these. And let's see. You want to set 1, 2, and so this will lock the stitch, this will cut the stitch, and
That's the hover position so that
Okay.
it will pop up when you stop.
we finish. Okay.
And she is stitch number 4, and that one will stitch in place.
Right. And I do like the stitch in place.
I do too. Mm-hmm.
It looks a lot nicer.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
Are we plugged in?
You're plugged in. Yeah, there,
Oh,
we go.
there we go.
Okay, it was.
All right.
Mhm.
Let me see here. I think I need to back it up just a tad. All right. There we go. So you can see it locks in place. And then when it gets to the end, you always have to tell it when you get to the end because it knows when you start, but it doesn't know when you end. All right.
Yes, you just touch the reverse button, and then it knows to
Right.
stitch in place.
And the little dot is the stitch in place. This reverse is the one that goes forward and backwards. So that's how the dot matches the dot. Alright, now we do the curve. So when you're doing the curvy things, remember you want your hands in front, not behind it, because if they're behind it, you're too late. You can't help what's moving. So with this, you always keep it, you move it to the left, you'll get the curve, and it'll curve nice and easy.
Hi, Ruth Ann.
Oh, is Ruth Ann on? Okay. Yes, she was in yesterday at the end of the day. It was really nice to see her. We hadn't seen her in a while. But she has a wedding this weekend. Her grandson's getting married, so that's so exciting.
Yeah. All right.
What foot are you using?
This is the 1/4-inch foot with a guide.
Mm-hmm.
We can come over to the chorus now, you think? Well, let's just keep going.
Yeah, let's just.
Okay.
Okay.
Like moving over there.
I am okay. What I'm gonna show you how we're gonna finish this. Is it probably okay? We can do it right. Want to do it right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're gonna take our pinking shears, and we are going to cut close, but not on the stitching. Yeah, you see that?
Mm-hmm. So you have your little pie shapes already there. And it turns a lot easier.
Yeah, when you flip them and go to press them, it makes a world of difference. We were talking about scissors, and I have a pair of, they're scalloping scissors, and I thought, oh, no, let me look at those and see why I do have them. And it says that they are a pinking shear, but they're scalloped. So I'm not sure that there's as big of a benefit to those. They don't make them anymore, but they were great for cutting felt things. All right, so that one is round, and this one is round. You can see the armholes are not quite as round as the neck. With our seams pressed open, it makes it nice and flat as you go over it.
Great for special uses.
Yeah,
Kai pinking shears.
they're pies. Yeah. Okay, and I'm not going to trim I'm not going to pink the bottom because it's straight, and I'm not going to worry about that. But I did snip at the corner where the lining, the facing meets. So before we do that, what we want to do is we want to pull this through the back.
It's like magic. You pull it through, and
How does
the
it
dress
look like
is
that?
almost done.
Yeah. It gets easier as it comes through to the dress itself, and then it's easy to pull. So what happens is we magically, let's do this over.
You want to come up to the table?
Yeah, I think if we do it right at the
Kiwi.
kiwi,
Okay. Well,
we've switched everything, so the kiwi is not next to the machine, but I do have. I have a turner.
yeah, we had one.
There's not, let me see.
Here, oh
Did
no.
you find one?
You know what, I
have one in
saw
my
one,
bag.
there's one out here. Do you want me to
Oh,
get it?
here, I got mine.
You got, okay.
Yep,
You
got
one?
mine.
Mhm.
Point turner, I forgot we were using this.
Okay.
So if you take your point turner and very gently up to the corner, that will get that one. And then again, gently, got a little fuzzy there. And it turns them really nicely. So when we have our, let me pull those, there we go. So when this presses, it's going to press really nice into it. Okay, kiwi.
Back to the kiwi.
Okay.
And so I haven't flipped the entire, I haven't stitched the whole dress, so I'm going to just do the, all right, so if you take your fingers and kind of roll, just push it kind of forward, then you're sure that it's going to be up at the top. And then the same with the sleeve. Just kind of push the bottom up.
Looking.
Go. And then, oops, wrong way. I need a little bit bigger piece to get the whole thing on there. So the bottom, and we will stitch the side seams together. But for right now, you want to get the lining close without going over, because you don't want to see the lining on the right side. All right, we can hear it. All right, so you do that. Match the side seam. Match this, so then you know that this will lay flat. And you have your facing. Okay, so we have to stitch the other side. We're going to stitch the other side, and then we'll be able to flip the whole dress. You can see once you start, there's very little crazy sewing. There we go.
So there's nothing to be afraid of.
Nothing to be afraid of. This is a good dress to start with, just because it has limited pieces, and probably the biggest challenge is going to be your buttonholes. But once you learn how to use the buttonholer, which is really easy on a baby lock, you zip right through. Or if you want to be adventurous and learn how to do them on the embroidery machine.
But the buttonholes are easier than putting a zipper in, don't you think?
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that makes this dress so cute are the little details like the buttons.
Yes.
Would this pattern work with a knit fabric?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
it's
kind
too
of straight.
structured.
Yeah, it's kind of a straight dress. And
Yeah, we have to find that Nora pattern. And we have to find a nice knit.
You said the Nora pattern would be better for a knit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, the bottom. I do have my magnetic pin tray, but it's not on the machine. All right. Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, because then they just fly in there. I have a drink holder trash bag next to my machine, and the trash holder is magnetic, is metal, so
Okay.
this fits right on top of it.
Oh.
Makes it easy, just fling them in.
We had those. So it held a drink and
Yeah.
a little trash bag.
I think
I
they
didn't
still
think
do.
of that the
Yeah.
pin dish. We'll have to bring those out again.
Was it the trash can?
Yeah, it's a little, it's
It holds your drink.
it connects like to your
I need
cabinet.
one threaded.
And it has a
That's
drink
right.
holder and the
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm unthreaded. I don't know how I did that. All right. So this is the lovely needle threader. It doesn't matter how many times I use that thing. I'm always dazzled that it does that.
Mhm.
You no longer have to put something behind it to see how to thread your needle. All right, so this is the bottom of the front. We don't have to clip anything on this because this is straight and it's not that big of a seam. It's actually kind of nice to have a little weight down there. All right. Okay, so we will now, one last pinking of our last armhole. It's probably hard to see the white on white. But I think this would be really cute, like in a seersucker, and you could embroider a name on it or initial, a little monogram. Probably a monogram would be
Right.
really
Yeah.
cute. This would work nice in linen too. Unlike the first dress we did, the Mary D, I don't think this one has enough room in it to put a blouse or a sweater or anything underneath it, but it's just a good summer dress. All right, so we did one, and now we're going to pull the other side through. You just reach down and then grab the other part of the dress.
Drum roll.
There we go.
There
I know.
we go, yeah.
The magic.
Virginia mentioned she started with garment sewing and then got into quilting.
Yes.
A lot of people.
I think that's probably what we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had sewing back in the schools, and we made clothing.
You made aprons or jumpers or, yeah.
And it's coming back.
It's coming back.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pennsylvania is adding it back into the schools. So, yay.
Gloria's talking about her trip to IUP, Penn State,
Yeah.
And Temple.
Temple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm not
So,
supposed to tell
we're
you.
now all the way around. We'll go back to the kiwi and to our iron. This is our Panasonic iron that we really like. And we do the same thing. Get the hem. Oh, I need the.
Yeah. There
Thank
you go.
you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do the bottom and the top. And it does come out really a nice point, which one wouldn't think because it's rounded, but you don't want something sharp to poke through when you're turning that corner. Okay, again, just leave your, so you can see a little bit of it. With the sleeve, you have to pull that up a little because it has the underarm. All right, match that. And now we can do the neck. Well, let me do the sleeve, I guess, first. And the armhole. And then we'll do the whole neck. And Okay, again on
They
the
really
back.
like your demonstration.
I'm sorry?
They love
Oh,
your
good.
demonstration.
All right, so once you get those all in place, the thing about using a cotton is it's going to hold it when you do a little finger pressing to it. And that's just sort of getting it started. Okay, so that's that one. And then let's finish the neck. Okay, there goes the steam on it. That's good. Okay. I think I got the back of this one. Yeah, good steam iron is a must with garments. Okay, then the bottom. This is the last bit we have, and this is the front. We're doing the exact same thing we did, just a little bit of the lining, or a little bit of the garment showing so that your lining doesn't show through the bottom of your dress. Okay.
So somebody asked, do the sizes run true to size?
They probably run a little bit bigger, but close. Yeah, I've done. I can't remember ever feeling like one was too big. I think they all probably ran truer than you can get a lot of wear out of them size-wise. It seems like they're a little more generous, maybe.
Okay.
All right, so now we are matching. I've got my pins. We are going to match the bottom. And if you take your pin and pin on the seam allowance on both sides,
Whoops.
as long as the pin is touching the seam allowance on both sides, it's going to match. And I always put an extra one next to it so that I'm catching, because I don't want that seam to come up. And then the top, you're going to do the same thing. And you pin so that your seams line up on top of each other.
Yes, the border is part of the fabric. That's
Yes.
what Susan asked for.
And the border, because it has a border, we're doing this a little bit different than the pattern tells you. But I will get this direction and we'll post them. We're posting them on the website, maybe? I don't know. What's the easiest?
We
Is that
can
the
do that.
easiest to do? Okay.
GloriaHorn.com under the info tab.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then I can give you the full explanation of why it's different. And then I like to make sure that the border matches. Again, you want it to look really nice, not, oh, you made that. All right, so all of those. Yep, all of those line up. All right, now this is the tricky part. You're also going to sew your lining. And it's going to be a circle, so there will be, hand sewing involved. I pin it as far as I can get it to pin it. But then you can actually sew it a little bit further once you actually start to sew it. All right, so we're going to do the other side as well. And again, match that bottom.
Okay, somebody wants to see the pattern again, so maybe we'll We'll show that again.
You got that? Hope it's clear.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's Lillian.
Is it? Yep. There you
Yep.
go. So it's somewhat of a formal dress, would you say?
It's
School,
It's a Lily.
church.
yes, I would say church. Yeah, I
Would they wear it to school? Maybe.
think yeah, you would.
You know, it all depends if you have a child that's going to wear dresses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think a lot of little girls that like dresses would wear. It's not a twirly dress
Mhm. No, it's
because it doesn't have the fullness in it, but
Mhm.
it's just a very sweet little dress. And I like it because again, it's easy. It's just a couple pieces.
Could you serge the
so-
side seams?
Yes, you
Jean?
could.
Mhm.
You could. Our next project after Lillian will be little boy shorts, and we will use the serger on those. We have to use the sewing machine a little bit, but mostly we'll use the serger.
Mhm.
And really, you could serge. I think you really serge the whole thing on this one. Yeah, there's nothing crazy. It's all straight stitches, so you could, and cotton works really well with the serger,
Mhm.
not just knits.
It's a dress-up dress, Virginia said.
Yes, I would say that's,
Dress up.
yeah, probably a dress-up dress. I always appreciate when I see little kids dressed cute in church. I think it's nice to see.
Mhm.
All right. Need one more
Oh, so you're
pin
asking
line.
Chelsea will want to make that on her new Solaris, PJ.
Oh, really?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, doesn't she want to learn to sew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go back to the machine and we're going to stitch the seams. Okay, so it's a little tricky so that you don't want to catch the sleeve or the top of it in here. So what I like to do is start at maybe 2 inches into the lining. And then,
Joanie, did you learn on a Solaris?
Did I learn on a Solaris?
Yeah, back in high
No.
school.
No.
yes,
They had, oh joy, I guess it was the
Singers.
singers. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm not on the right camera.
Hmm.
Whoops. Sorry about that. Okay,
Uh-oh.
you can continue.
Are we
now.
good?
Yep,
Okay.
we're good now.
And again, gently sew over those pins. So as you're sewing, you have to keep moving your seam because it's all one continuous piece. And you're sewing in a circle, even though it's straight. Because this is lined too, it's serging would be nice, but you don't have to. You don't really have to finish the seams when they're in when it's lined. Okay, now.
I would turn it over and top stitch the entire dress.
Yes, you could do that. This is the way the original dress was made, and it did say to top stitch it if desired. I just thought there was a lot going on with the print and didn't think top stitching was going to add anything to it other than keeping it flat. seam that's got a lot going on.
A Sears sewing machine. Mary learned on.
Yeah. I think Singer and
treadle
Sears
machine.
scene.
Oh
Oh,
man,
wow. Yeah.
my grandmother had a treadle and she was amazing using it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a leg exercise.
Yeah, I bet.
Those machines.
I bet you couldn't sew all day. What do you think?
I couldn't. Yeah, my grandmother she sewed a little bit, not a whole lot, but she could run that machine, and yes, I know she did like aprons and things. All right, I did this as far as I could go up into it. So then we'll press it, but this is the side seam. It does match. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the inside, you could probably try sewing it a little more than that, but it just gets tricky. You could take this with your seams, and rather than hand sew it, you could stitch it right down
the
here,
edge.
right along the edge. After you, well, let's press it and then I'll show you. I'm just going to do one.
Come out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's mine.
Okay. All right. This is the tricky when you're trying to press this seam open, because again, it's a circle, but you do want it pressed open because it really makes it look better. This is when 1/4 inch seams are really not fun. And somewhere in my move, I lost my purple thing, because a purple thing is good to do.
Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah, I think we have one here.
Do we have one?
Yes, right here.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What is a purple thing?
So a purple thing, you can use
That's
this in.
the
There we
name
go.
of it.
Find out.
That's what it's called. It's a little tool, and it was developed. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
It was developed by the mother of the lady that owned the Littlefoot quilt shop
Mm-hmm.
in Evans City, and you can use it for pressing. You can use it. It has an eyelet if you have things to pull through. It has a pointed end. There we go.
And then your other end is like a perfect 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to sell those too.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
We have to get that on the list,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
because it's a really nice tool.
Margie says a clover iron might help here.
Oh, the little one?
Little
Yeah, that little
clover.
tiny
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so we have half of it. Doing it the way that the pattern tells you, you sew the lining itself and you sew the dress itself, so you don't have to do this. This is only if you're going to do it with a border. You want the border to not lose the border. Almost. I thought I'd make it all the way, but I didn't. Okay, so one more. I do not want to lose a finger there. There's a lot going on in that corner. Okay. All right, now, are we still on? Yeah, we are.
Mhm.
Okay. So now, okay. So that's where we are on the seam. So that's flat, that's flat. And then we turn under our 1/4 inch and our 1/4 inch here and match it.
Okay.
Okay.
Last stretch. Nice job, Lillian.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take this. I'm going to give it a quick, just give it a quick press. Okay, we're going to take this over and we're going to do an edge stitch. I know there's an edge stitching foot somewhere, but I don't have it right now.
Okay.
So we're just going to do this really close to the edge.
Okay.
So if I look in, actually, you know what, I think the J foot. There we are.
There you go.
Yeah, I like the J foot because I can see through it. So if I'm doing something close. The other thing is you can adjust if you need to. That's the edge right there. So I can see where my needle is and where the edge of my fabric is. So that's going to be okay for
And
me.
what is your stitch like?
The stitch is 2.5. I just stitch along the edge, maybe a stitch away from the edge. I think I probably could have stitched the seam closed a little more, but it'll all be closed. Okay, oops.
All right.
All right, so, oops, I didn't.
Did you
Let me
miss
go
it?
back, I missed one.
Oh, no.
Let me do it from this side.
Okay.
I thought I pinned it well, I didn't. I keep pushing that under. There we go. All right, there we go. Now it's closed. Okay, so that's one way to do it. If you would rather and want to hand sew it, then you can just do a whip stitch and hand sew it together. So there is the inside
Voila.
of the dress. Voila. I'm not going to do the other side since we're already delayed today.
Okay.
We will. I'll have that finished for the next class.
Yep.
We'll do the buttonholes, and I'll show you how to finish the regular dress, which is the balloon dress, next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty?
We come back up
Yep.
top. And
Yeah.
we'll just talk a little bit.
We have a couple things to sell.
That was awesome. So
Mhm.
can we
Good,
see, like,
good,
where
good.
did we end up? And
So we're stitched, but this one has to be, the other side has to be stitched.
Mm-hmm.
so that was a great demonstration.
So this
Yeah,
one.
that was. Mm-hmm.
So this one, the front of it has more patterns. It has this as the center motif, whereas the other one had one of that in the middle.
Oh, the little block looks like a
Mhm.
block, and that
Yeah.
was in the middle.
Yeah. So I think they both look.
Yeah, they look
both
good.
look pretty
Yeah.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's the difference of when you're making something versus looking at how they're ready made, because really this makes a difference when you're sewing them. So we have this, and then coming up, we'll show the.
Oh, they're adorable. Look at these little shorts.
So this is
Yeah.
coming up after probably 2 weeks. We have 2 kits. We have the kit to make all 3 of these, which is.
And they have a little pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and you lined it with
And I
a
lined
little. Oh, it was
So
that cute.
so the kit, because that's something I had at home. The kit will have all 3 of the fabrics, and then this is a third of a yard of polka dots, because who doesn't love polka dots?
Yeah.
And this is enough to do the pockets for all 3 pairs
Yeah,
of
that
shorts.
goes
it
with
matches
every
with
one
all
of
of
them.
them. Yep. It's the Robert pattern, and you also get the elastic also comes in there. It's a yard of elastic, which is plenty for all 3 of those.
Because it's just in the back.
It's just in the back, that's what I like about this pattern. If you have, especially if you have a little one that is on the thinner side rather than on the roly-poly, like
Yeah.
some of my kids were.
Right.
This is nice because it's flat in the front. So it fits really nice. And the other one we're doing in that, we're putting the kit together for this one. This is a linen pair, the same pattern, pockets, and they're lined, which I love these. So
cool.
we'll show you how to do both of those. Yeah.
So we're learning how to make Robert from Children's
Robert
Corner.
from Children's
And this
Corner.
pattern is, we'll put this in the bubble now.
Right, the pattern's
those
sold
who want it.
separately. The pattern is 6 months to a 6.
So I would get it now, because are we going to do this next week?
Or
Or the
2
following
weeks. We'll do it in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah, because I'd like to finish Lillian, and we have 2 Lillians to do.
And this is really cool because it has shirts in there too, the pattern.
Yes, this pattern, and I've made this several times. The little shirt pattern, we're getting some batiks in, and so I'm hoping that we can find one. I actually did it with one for my grandson, one for my son, and then I made a sundress for my granddaughter, all in the same batik for the kid's first birthday. It's really
Can you point
cute.
that towards me over here?
That'd
Yep.
be cute to do a batik in the white shorts, like a blue and white
Yeah,
batik.
we'll have to see what we order. Maybe we need to order,
Yeah.
find some new ones to order. It's too
So
shiny.
cute.
That is
So,
really cute.
and again, it has all the sizes in it. So you have, let's see, it's a 6, 12, 18, 24 month, and then a 3, 4, 5, 6 patterns. And it's the patterns for the shirts and the pants. So you can do shorts, you can do long pants, you can do short sleeve shirt, you could do long sleeve shirt. So, and we will do the shirt eventually too, as soon as we get all the fabric figured out.
Very cool.
Yeah,
So,
very cool.
yeah.
Very
So next
nice.
time you're on, you're going to do.
We're going to finish Lillian,
Lillian.
and we're going to finish the
The blue.
pattern. This is the way the pattern describes. So we're gonna do both of them, and I promise to put the directions for the border print on the website.
Can these shirts be girls' shirts too?
Mhm.
Why not?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the only thing I might want to do is maybe make more of a rounded collar, but it wouldn't matter. Just use a pretty, nice print to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
the bubble now is the Robert 6 months to 6 years.
To 6 years. Yep.
And it looks like there's several size? Are
Oh,
there
yeah.
different sizes in there?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you don't have to
Shirts
trace the
and
pattern.
shorts?
Shirts
because-
and shorts.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there is.
awesome.
It's
I think
thick.
I had them all cut out at home and put into the Ziploc bags, and I think it's about this big of a stack.
Mhm.
It's a
Wow.
lot of
There's
it's a lot of
in there.
pieces. Yeah. The shorts have a front, a back, and you don't have to put the pockets in. I'm actually doing a smaller size for my I have a new grandson, and he doesn't need pockets yet, so his is just going to be flat. So it's a front and a back and a waistband, which is easy.
This is so cool. And then the fabric that you have right here is 3 pairs of shorts.
It's 3 pairs of shorts, all 3 of them. Yeah.
What inspired you to make shorts?
I've made this pattern for my grandchildren before, and the thing that really made me think about it was when we started doing this with the dresses, and there were women that came in and said, "Well, I don't have a little girl, I have grandsons." I'm like, "Oh, just wait." So, and I found different patterns, but I really, really like the Children's Corner patterns. I haven't found this any bigger than a 6. There's a Parker, which Parker is elastic all the way around.
Okay.
I'll have to look at that and see if that one might be bigger, because we could.
Yeah, we could
figure that
offer
out.
Parker too for people that wanted to do.
Yeah, we'll see what that one is. Parker, I know, has a little girl. It's like a unisex pattern. It has a little
Okay.
girl and a little boy on the front of it. So, yeah, I'll look for that one for when we start the shorts.
Very nice. So we're gonna learn
Okay.
how to make a pair of these in 2 weeks.
And what we're going to do with the Robert is we're going to do it on the serger.
All on the serger.
Almost all of it.
Oh wow.
The top stitching, I don't know. We'll have to talk about that. I mean, we could cover stitch that if we wanted to really be adventurous.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And I know you mentioned it. Can you go over what's in the fabric kit one more time?
in the fabric kit, it's a yard of each of the fabric, the bicycles, the fish, and then the vehicles. And out of a yard, you really will be able to get more than one pair, because I know I cut out of 3/4 of a yard, I got the size 5 and a size 6 months.
Okay.
Excellent.
So,
Wow.
yeah. So we don't know what size you're going to make, but you'll have plenty of fabric
And enough fabric for the pocket lining to do all 3.
to do all 3.
Okay.
And is that elastic?
And the elastic, yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
That's a really
It's
nice kit.
It's 3/4 inch non-roll elastic.
All right. Well,
Okay.
that's the Robert that's in 2 weeks. But what you did today was
Lillian.
Lillian.
Yep.
and the pattern. We still have the pattern. And
We still have the pattern, and the kits are the large or the small with the balloons, and the balloon kits come with the buttons.
let's do.
The
Would you want to do veranda first because we
Sure.
still have that one.
Okay.
Okay.
So veranda is
I
either
have, the
yellow,
Yes.
but the one that we've been working on is blue, and there's also that does have.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah, we
the
do have
color.
yeah,
And that's the color of
With
the
the flowers.
flowers. Yeah.
right.
Right. Okay. And then
Okay.
balloons. I'll throw that in the bubble next.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do it.
Here's the little dress,
Let's hold that up.
the balloons.
1 second. Let's see. Do I have it in the lineup? I might have missed that one.
Oh, you missed that one.
This calls for balloons. I think it was.
Yeah.
It was.
I know it's on the. It's in the app. I know for sure.
Let's see. I swear I got it.
I know. I thought we put it in there.
This calls for balloons. Oh, it just doesn't have a picture. That's weird.
Oh,
Just
Okay.
an arrow
okay.
with a
Well,
picture.
here's the
The
real dress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it comes in 2 sizes: an 18-month to 4 or a 5 to 12. Because of 14, you need more fabric. That was why we didn't do a 14.
Adorable, and it's balloons. Avery
Balloons.
loves.
Yeah,
balloons.
this is a really cute one. You could wear that to any celebration, any other.
It's just so fun.
Mm-hmm.
He
Chelsea,
just said
Go ahead.
that Avery likes balloons.
Balloons, yeah, does she?
This is a 3, so this is going to my granddaughter for her 3rd birthday.
That was almost
Okay.
like her first word was boom.
Well, we might
Right.
have to make one for her. Yeah, and this one has the fun buttons down the back of it. I love those
Yeah,
buttons.
she fussy cut them, so they're all different.
Yeah, oh, that's the other thing we'll do next week too, is the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Cover the buttons. Okay,
Okay.
anything else?
Love it.
Okay.
Next, let's do. Let me just scan through here, see if there's anything else there.
The hot rulers?
A hot ruler, yes.
Okay, so the hot rulers,
So I
these
think-
are new sizes, which I said, I'm going to invest. This is my little hot ruler.
Okay.
But they came up with this bigger one that is really nice, because if you're folding up hems or even doing like the facings on this, I would think that if you're doing any kind of sewing, you might use these. But it's marked really nicely, and you just iron right over it, so it saves your fingers. So they have the 4x14 and then a 6x6. Which one did we
not
do?
have the that one.
The 6.
The-
Okay.
I would
You
think
didn't see that one.
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
would be the one I would
That's
want.
fine.
I think that one
4x14.
I think would be good for pockets, because it's little. This is 4x14.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a really good size.
Love the hot rule.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the best tool. I didn't lose that. That I found.
Yeah.
That was with the ironing stuff with the move, but yeah. I have a buttonhole thing. I hope I can find it for next week, because we really need to get them. And it's sort of like an accordion thing, and it has little
Oh,
fingers.
yeah. So
Yeah,
to
and you
place.
just you place it on there and then just mark your buttons. It's really easy. Yeah.
And then we just have some miscellaneous items.
Pinking shears.
We the pin dish. I had the pinking shears while you were
Okay.
using them.
The pin
Let's
dish.
talk about them one more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pink. These are the pinking shears that I use, and I love the Kai.
Yeah. And
you
how
can
long have you
hear.
been using them?
Probably 3 or 4 years. I used to have, well, I still have a pair of Gingers, but I stopped using them when I bought these.
Yeah. The
Because
Kai
I really
are
like
really
these. Yeah,
nice
the Kai
scissors.
makes really good scissors.
Mm-hmm.
So we like those. That is my favorite things.
It is. Okay.
You had me put in the pin dish.
The pin
Okay.
dish. Do you need a magnetic pin dish?
I need a magnetic pin dish.
You do. Yeah. You could use it for like
Absolutely.
screws and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Well, someone told me that if you go to Harbor Freight,
Yeah.
that they like to go to Harbor Freight because there are things that you can use for your sewing. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I haven't been to Harbor Freight, but
Yeah.
that's
I've
worth
never
it.
been
And
there.
I believe that that's like where some of these things came from.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then
It's like going to Staples, find like those clips.
Mm-hmm.
we have the wool pressing mat in there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the one that fits on the kiwi. What size is that? Do you know?
That one
Did you
I think
measure it
is,
for me?
I think it's, here.
We
This
can
one,
measure it. We
yeah, I
have
think this is 17 by.
Joanie's really
yeah.
good at measurements.
Okay, well, this one is
Oh, it's 18.
18. 18 by
14.
14.
18
18 by
by
14. That's kind of
Fits
like,
perfectly on that kiwi.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we had
Mhm.
this on it was on the side table of a machine too, that
Yep.
just having the mat without
Mhm.
having a kiwi, so you could do,
Yeah.
the mats fit nicely
And I
everywhere.
believe that's the size that fits a snack tray. Yeah. We didn't know it, but snack trays have a standard size. And that's the size that will fit right on a
Yes,
snack
Danae
tray.
said Harbor Freight.
Harbor
Mhm.
Freight.
Yeah. See, other people have
There's
ventured in there. I
Yeah.
haven't yet.
Mhm.
Harbor Freight. It's hard to get to a Harbor Freight.
Mhm.
But we get the pressing mat. Everyone loves the giant pressing mat, so I put that in there.
Yeah,
That
I
will
think
almost
that
cover your whole cutting.
there
table.
is,
Yeah.
there's one that will cover your ironing board.
Mhm.
It's a big roll. It makes a difference in what you're pressing.
Mhm. Yeah, it will
presses
help
the
you.
underneath. The heat goes down to the
Exactly.
bottom, so it's an even heat.
Right, so wool mat, so it acts like our ham does,
Right.
right? So remember back when we were learning to sew, we all had a ham.
I still do.
Yeah, I have mine too. And so it acts, so it will take out any puckers in your embroideries.
Yeah.
You use the Panasonic, the lovely Panasonic.
The Panasonic iron,
yeah.
the cordless iron.
The
Mhm.
favorite shop's favorite iron. It seems
Yes,
like.
that's everybody's favorite iron.
It's
Yeah.
lightweight too.
It's lightweight and it fits really nice in your hand. And it also has a double point and it will fit inside your larger hoops. So you can press.
Buy from Gloria, not Harbor Freight. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Please, we appreciate
Mhm.
it. Well, that's kind of it today. We were short and
Yep.
sweet. 'Cause
Yeah,
we had
okay.
a special guest in the building and
Mhm.
lots of
Yeah.
exciting things.
So yeah.
So wait
keep
till
watching.
keep watching. Watch this
You
You never know
afternoon
what
and
you'll
then
learn
tomorrow night.
It's going to be pretty exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah,
In
and
the
it's
near
app
future.
only.
App only. Yes.
Yeah.
So
only.
it's-
App
So
only.
get the app.
Machines. So if you need a
Mhm.
machine,
Right.
if you have a big machine, you need a little machine.
Mhm.
If you have a little
This is
machine,
the
you need a big
time.
machine.
And you might need a machine upstairs and downstairs.
one in the camper, one for when you travel.
hmm
And you might never see prices like these ever
Again,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The prices are really
So,
good.
thank you all. And what are we doing later today?
Kimberbell is,
Kimberbell.
and they're doing a month. Are they
That.
doing summer?
Summer.
I think they're doing that one.
Oh, okay.
Squeeze the
So
day.
this is-
Squeeze the day. So it looks like lemons,
This is July,
lemonade, and
July mini quilt.
Let me see what the next one looks like.
This is June, right?
Mm,
This is July.
I don't know. They were working on them. over
they're
there.
working
I
on
won't-
one.
All I know is it's a lot of little pieces
Yeah.
that was involved.
Yeah. It might be this. I thought it was squeeze the day, but it could be
could
the other
be.
one.
It could be
Mhm.
anything.
Oh, okay. So mini quilts I've heard, and then I've also heard one hoop wonder. So we'll
No,
see.
One Hoop Wonder is, I think, the next week.
Here, I don't
Yeah.
think they can see it.
Yeah,
so
let's bring it.
here. So bring it in. This afternoon.
It's
We're pretty
cute.
sure.
It's cute. It's Kimberbell.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, always cute. So Kathy and Mary Lou will be on at 3.
All right. We'll see.
Okay.
see you
Okay.
back
We'll
at
see you
three.
next
Bye-bye.
week. Bye-bye.